Hello everybody, today Truth Detective here to review you some sci-fi. Xeelee, Stephen Baxter, or Xeelee Vengeance, Stephen Baxter. And this book, I got this for free and I thought that, well, it's a sci-fi book and this writer is somehow associated with Alistair Reynolds, so I thought I'm gonna read this and I'm kind of glad I did, but it's not my favorite book this year, no way stretch. And it's one of those sci-fi books that I really didn't have any clue what was happening in this book. And there was some interesting vocabulary. Reading is always beneficial. But over here, I just was so clueless what was happening there. But maybe, you know, many times with sci-fi the kind of feeling that we try to go for is just the same as when we look to the starry sky above and feel that kind of awe and that kind of wonder, like what is going on over there. And yeah, so maybe this kind of distillizes that into book form. But I would say that there probably was some kind of war going on in this book. I don't know if this is sequel to something else. That's usually with sci-fi, but I bet that the writers themselves don't really understand what is fucking going on in these stories. The characters are very... I have no idea who these characters were, and the description over here is not very visual. You know, I didn't get almost any visuals over here, and it wasn't really your mind-wandering sci-fi book either. And I didn't really dig this. If we compare Dan Simmons' writing, for example, to this, I think that he's far stretched better a writer than this guy. And his writing is, well, I have been reading Mario Puzo, which writes in a completely different genre. But if we compare these writers, then, you know, Mario takes the cake by writing fiction that has a lot of, you know, this momentum. You just turn the pages. Here it was kind of, I wouldn't say it was a slog because it was so short of a book. It was only 300 pages or a little bit under that. So it wasn't really a slog of a read, but I really didn't think that it was a great book. But I didn't pay anything for it, so it's okay because of that. Xeelee, Stephen Baxter. I think that's the review. Wouldn't recommend this to anybody really. Read better sci-fi. Maybe from, well, Dan Simmons is a great sci-fi writer, but there are others. I didn't really like myself Frank Herbert too much, even though he inspired my own writing at those times quite a lot. Just find out the best sci-fi writers out there and you will see that they're probably Dan Simmons and who's that guy who wrote Neuromancer. He was great in description and action. And there was no real action over here either in this book. I don't know how to kind of describe like what was good over here. Well, a kind of the feeling or the atmosphere of it was pretty great. I think the color, I really like the cover art also, and it kind of matched to the book's theme. I like the colors. It was great how it inspired me to choose these lights especially for my videos. This book. There's also always something to be gained. Thanks for watching this video.